Well, hello there, Wargamers. It is that time. We have approached the new edition of Age of Sigmar. Luka and Ben here from MiniWarGaming.com, bringing you some Spearhead right out of the Skaventide box between the Stormcast Eternals and, well, yeah, the Skaven. Also, a big thanks to Games Workshop for sending us a Skaventide box early, allowing us to actually record this content for all you lovely viewers out there.
We play and call it work. MiniWarGaming's Age of Sigmar Battle Report.
All right, Ben, are you ready?
I'm as ready as I could possibly be, Luka.
Same. So we are for this first game of Spearhead for you guys, and there will be many more to come, so do not fret. We're not going to do simply one. We have a fun project ready in the future. More details at the end of the video about that.
Yes.
We're going to do this step by step. We're going to roll off, we're going to pick attacker, defender, and we're going to go through all the steps with you, the viewer. I will be the Taco Cat dice. I got a 1. Bad start.
I'll be number 5.
All right, so Ben gets to decide attacker or defender. This means several things. It's about picking, are we fighting in Akshi? Are we fighting in Gairan?
Yep.
Who will deploy first? Who will go first?
Who will lay down terrain first?
Who will lay down terrain first and all that? What do you think you want to do?
You know what? I'm going to keep going attacker.
You're going to go attacker, so attacker. All right, perfect. So defender is me. But first, we should say, Ben's playing the Stormcast Eternals.
Yep.
I'm playing the Skaven in this matchup. And as the attacker, you pick all of your regimental abilities and your enhancements first. So let's go take a look at your Stormcast Eternals. I do want to point out that these bases on the Stormcast Eternals and the Skaven you're seeing in this game are custom bases available on the MiniWarGaming Forge. And you can buy the STLs yourself, or we'll print them for you and ship them out to you. We have other base designs included. These are 2 of the examples.
Today, I'm going to be running the Stormcast Eternals. Their Spearhead is called the Vigilant Brotherhood. The regiment ability I'll be using is Strike Where Needed, which once per game allows any unit of my choice to retreat and charge. Funny thing is, I don't get to take any mortal wounds when I retreat. This army is going to be led by the Lord Vigilant on Griffstalker. The enhancement I'm giving him is the Hallowed Scrolls, which is pretty simple. It's just a 5-up ward save. The other character in the army is going to be the Lord Veritan. He's going to be my priest. He's going to be throwing out some prayers, trying to buff some guys around him, see what happens with that. My 2 infantry units are going to be Prosecutors and Liberators. Both of these are units that can be reinforced, which means once per game, when this unit dies, I can bring the full unit back in my next movement phase.
There's lots of action in Spearhead, constant fighting throughout all 4 of the battle rounds. Now, as the defender, I get to pick my regiment ability and enhancement second. I'll be playing the Skaven out of the Skaventide box. This is the Gnaw Feast Claw Pack Spearhead. I will go with 2 quick to hit as my regimental ability. There's 2 options. I like this one. It's easy. You can retreat and not take any mortal damage on all of your Skaven things instead of just once per game for one of your units. Now, leading the entire Spearhead is a Claw Lord on Gnaw Beast. These are all new models here, folks. I gave him the Warpstone Charm as an enhancement, and it was not an easy pick. They're all very, very appealing. This one is a Foul Talisman that radiates mutating energy, and it is a simple effect. Subtract 1 from the save rolls for enemy units in combat with the general. Gives him an artificial extra rend on his attacks, and for those around him as well. The Spearhead is gifted with 2 additional support characters, the first one being a Warlock Engineer with a long-range Warplock musket providing fire support from the back of your deployment zone, essentially. And one more, a very powerful wizard in the form of a Grey Seer, a paragon of Skaven society, providing magical support to the Spearhead. The rest of this Spearhead will include 2 units of 10 Clan Rats. They are a reinforcement unit, so if they die, they can come back once per game. And lastly, 1 unit of 3 Rat Ogres. They hit very hard, but they're a limited resource, so I gotta use them well. Now, as the defender, I get to choose, do we fight in Gairan or in the realm of Akshi? I'm gonna go with Akshi, for no real reason. I just like it, which means we'll be using the Akshi twist cards. Then the next step is the defender either splits the board down the middle, here, or down the middle along this line. I'm gonna split the middle along this line for no particular reason, just to do it, why not? So I will be deploying on this side and Ben will be deploying on this side, but we got some terrain pieces to put down still. And both players get a large piece and a small piece. They have to be 3 inches away from the board edges, 6 inches away from one another, and they cannot be on the objectives. Now in Spearhead games, the objective is printed on the board. You've seen it on the Gairan side as well. It is this, not the middle part. These are all dioces, but it's the entire circle. So if your model is on the circle, you are on the objective with said model. Now, Ben will deploy his entire army on the board, and then I will counter deploy him, and I believe you get to decide who will then go first.
Yep.
Yep. And here are our bright and shiny folks.
The Vigilant Host.
The Vigilant Host. We got the Judicators behind the wall, and then we have the Liberators, the General, and then...
the Lord Vigilant, and the
Lord
Priest
Darkness.
guy.
Yeah, he's a priest. He's a new priest. And then I'm going to deploy mine over here. Keeping my Rat Ogres on the back objective here, this back dais, with our Engineer, our Claw Lord, 2 squads of Clan Rats, and then our Grey Seer amongst them. That will be it for the deployment step of the game. And then we go through the standard procedure of Spearhead stuff. So you're going to dictate who goes first.
Yep.
And then after that, there will be priority rolls, as is typical for Sigmar. With the winner of the roll-off determines who gets to go first in the next round.
Yep.
But there is underdog bonuses, and there are twists, and all that. We'll be going over it all as we play. Now, the main thing to know is whoever has the most victory points after 4 battle rounds is the winner. These games only play 4 battle rounds, so they're hot. You got to get in the action right away. You have all of your guys can die and come back, like we mentioned earlier in the army showcases. My Clan Rats can come back as reinforcements. Your
Prosecutors, Liberators,
they both come back as well. Do you know who you want to go first here?
I want you to go first.
Turn 1 Skaven?
Yep.
Turn 1 Skaven. Now the next step is determining an underdog. In this case, there is no underdog, so it's not overly relevant. That is just whoever has the least amount of points. And the first twist in this first battle round of 4 will be Reclaim Akshi. It is an underdog relevant one. So in this case, there is no underdog. Each player will pick 1 objective on the battlefield, starting with the active player, me, and you will gain 1 extra victory point at the end of their turn for each of those objectives that they control. I will pick my dais and my territory, and I assume you're going to pick yours.
Indeed. And
like Age of Sigmar have passed, we do get to control objectives immediately, and they're still sticky. So that one back there will be yours. This one back here will be mine. And blam, we just got little markers. Ben gets his. And then we go to drawing some battle tactic cards. Each player will draw 3. And now the 3 I'll be trying to achieve in my first turn, and you draw up to 3 every turn, you can discard extra ones left over as well if you want, will be these. The text on the top is how you get extra victory points, and if they're a little out of reach, you can always go with the effect on the bottom to help you get a little advantage in the game. I do want to point out my 2 battle traits for this Spearhead. Allows me to put one of my units into reserve when I deploy initially, and then call it into one of the corners. I actually wanted to play with all my models on the table, so I'm not utilizing my battle traits if anyone's curious what mine are. And then on Ben's side is once per game, a unit gets a 5 board save in the hero phase, then once per game you can run in charge with a unit. My hero phase, my Grey Seer is going to use an ability called the Will of the Horned Rat. I'm going to roll a d6. I'm going to pick this unit of Clan Rats. On a 3 or more, they're going to add that much to their control score. Which, not relevant now, but if I'm trying to take an objective away from an opponent, absolutely I will. Place a little Skaven with a flag to help me remember.
He was handed a rag to use as a flag.
Raise the banners! That's just going to help me remember that unit will have that ability until my next turn.
Raise the scrap.
It does have Wither as a spell to use in the hero phase, but we have to deploy pretty far apart, and he won't have any range. It's only 13. That's more for later. We're going to go on to the movement phase. We're going to keep it nice and simple. We're going to poke our ugly heads onto this objective and that objective with the rats. The rats of the clan. We're not really going to try to charge much. We're going to have these guys run. Oop, it's the same rules as before. You just add this to the movement characteristic. Generally with Spearhead games, you play the core rules of the game. It's a great way to have people get into the game if they never really experienced wargaming before, or to play with children. Not children sounds bad, but more like people that aren't experienced with wargaming.
Yeah,
like kids and stuff like that.
Like I can't wait till my kids are old enough to play this kind of stuff with me.
Correct. Yeah, it's very easy to get into, and then once someone's used to Spearhead games, the idea is you start adding in some of the advanced modules to the game, like command models or spells and prayers, command points, match play games, stuff like that.
There's a lot more that you can build on one layer at a time.
Correct.
Once you have something like Spearhead down with a new player.
Yep, that is the idea of this new edition of Sigmar. So they're going to move up to this objective, and this unit of rats is going to run as well with an extra 1. They're going to go towards that objective. Just like that. In fact, I'm cheating a little bit here. Coherency has got to be tight.
Oh, yeah.
They made coherency only ½ an inch now, which is a great change to the game. The rest of my movement, we're going to have this Warlock Engineer poke his ugly head out from around the corner here to try and take a shot down towards the Stormcast Eternals on the other side of the battlefield. And then the Claw Lord and the Rat Ogres. be it. I'm just going to keep the Clawlord and the Rat Ogres back a little bit. They do have some range fire support, like the Rattling Pistol, and they have a gun, but I don't want to fire it yet. I want to see where you commit to, then I want to try and counterpunch. But I do have one shot with my Warp Lock
Giselle?
Musket? Is it a Giselle? Now he has 2 shots he could do at this range, and it is D3 damage per shot, but he could do more Warp Lead. The energy, but I can roll a die and make the damage characteristic 3 instead of D3, but on a 1, I suffer mortal wounds. I roll a 3. So instead of it being D3, it'll be 3 damage, and we are going to take a couple of shots at... I kind of want to put some pressure on your Warlord right away. Now, he is going to be benefiting from... Change the terminology on me a little bit. It used to be Luka, so it's called Guarded Heroes. All characters that aren't War Machines or monsters have it as a passive. If they are within combat range of another unit that's not a hero, they are impossible to target outside of 12. However, if they're not infantry, they're just -1 to hit. Infantry is always -1 to hit, even within 12, when you have other units nearby. So with the 2 shots, we're going to be -1 to hit your general, because obviously, we're not going to fight with honor. That's a miss, and that's a miss. Doesn't matter who I targeted, he hits on 3s normally. This is going to be the end of my turn, which we go to end of turn abilities, which I don't have any. The Skaven clan rats get to return D3 models to the unit, but they have to be slain models. 1 clarity on a rules mistake here. So I'm getting used to the new abilities. They have rules tucked away in the banner you have to watch out for. He cannot use that more warp energy rule if he moves. It's a good thing I missed. Dicky these objectives for the Skaven forces, and we get 1 victory point for controlling 1 objective, 1 victory point for controlling 2 objectives, and 1 victory point for controlling more than the Stormcast Eternals here. And I do complete a single battle tactic. It is called Hold Ground. I have more friendly units contesting the large terrain feature in my territory than there are enemy models contesting it. And I get, it's 1 victory point per battle tactic. That'll give me 4 victory points in the first turn of the game. All right, I'll be player 1, Ben will be player 2. I got 4 victory points in the first turn of the first battle round. If you want something similar, just like those bases I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of gaming accoutrements available on the MiniWarGamingForge.com, right there, bottom right corner.
Objective Control, makers of extremely precise and durable game aids, stands ready to calm the winds of chaos with a new line of thematic products made for gamers of all kinds. Our Kickstarter campaign provides a great opportunity to back 2 dedicated gamers with a passion to spread immersive gaming across the globe. Join in on the exciting journey to unlock a variety of options and usher in a new era of tabletop gaming.
So the first hero ability I'm going to do, or ability in the hero phase, I guess that is going to be Plan the Attack. That's going to be my Lord Veritant. He's going to pick an objective that is controlled by an enemy unit, or that an enemy unit that is contesting, and my units get +1 to hit with combat attacks only against that unit, which means only melee stuff in the fight phase. Decide to pick this objective 3 to do that.
And that'll be his whole army. Anything that goes to fight over there is +1 to hit. There is one more ability on the Lord Veritant we got to figure out as well.
My Lord Veritant is going to use Cleansing Fires. So what he's going to do is he's going to pick an enemy unit. That enemy unit is going to be these clan rats right here, contesting the middle objective. He is going to roll a Chanting die, which is a d6. On a 3-up,
he does.
I roll a die for every model in that unit, and each 5-up does a mortal damage.
Yes, it's mortal damage now, not mortal
wounds.
But
if I used to that.
If I say mortal wounds, we mean mortal damage. Gotta get the vernacular correct.
And if we say wounds, we mean health.
Yeah, and damage and all that stuff. So we're looking for 5s on these dice here.
So 10 dice, because there's 10 rats.
Is that 4? 5 of them? 6? You smoked half the unit in holy fire.
Holy cleansing fire.
Oh my gosh. So that they don't have any ward saves or nothing. They
Flaming
just go
maple
down.
leaves fall upon these rats.
That's right, we got those 4 left.
So as far as movement goes, I'm going to be moving my prosecutors over to threaten this objective over here. My liberators are going to be going up to hopefully take the middle objective. And then I'll be using my characters to kind of support from behind, but use them as cover as I kind of move out.
Prosecutors up there and everything else eyeing down the middle.
Yep. Let's see what happens next. I do have a little bit of a shooting phase.
They throw javelins.
They throw javelins. I got 3 javelins to throw. They don't get the bonus to hit because they are ranged attacks, but
they're going right into the clan rats.
2 of them do hit. Yeah, right into the clan rats.
All right, wound them up.
3s to wound.
All right.
No wounds.
It doesn't hurt. It hits the rats, but I guess it's just off the shields. Or
Yeah, I guess.
a bad throw.
So we're going to declare a charge with the prosecutors first. They get an extra d6 when they charge.
Yep, whenever they declare a charge, they throw 3. And you can go up to 16 inches if you want. Wow. One nice new change in the core rules is you don't have to actually be within 12 of an enemy to declare a charge, but you do have to still finish within half an inch. So in this case, you know, they got lots of options. Flying up and over the clan rats. Now the prosecutors have a unique rule where their coherency is 2 inches instead of the normal half an inch, which does allow them to kind of dogpile on the Gracie if they want and stay outside of the combat range of the rat ogres over here. And the liberators are gonna declare a charge. They're gonna go also 6, well, it's just gonna go 6. Piling in there and 2 characters staying back.
Yeah, they're not really too interested right now.
That is it. We're gonna go to the fighting phase now. Where would you like to start?
I'll start.
One unique thing also in the fight phase is the way the active abilities work back and forth. You have to use non-fighting abilities in the combat phase first. I don't have any, neither does Ben, so that means you just go back and forth fighting like you normally would. Yep. Think of it like all of your old army rule abilities that were start a fight phase, do X.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
The way it works, yeah. That helped me out a little bit. Anyways, where do you want to start?
We'll start against the Gracier.
They're all going to attack the Gracie.
They're all going to attack the Gracier.
Well,
I want him gone.
I have a reactive ability against that. One battle tactic card. I'm going to use the command, though. Fight to the last. A friendly unit targeted by an attack ability. 5 up board save for this phase. 3 attacks per guy.
So 9 attacks, hitting on 3s. Because he is not on or contesting that objective, so I don't get the bonus to hit against him.
Correct. And 3s. Trying to go for the wizard assassination.
Oh, I got
6. Did they have rend on their attacks?
They do have rend 1.
All right, so if I didn't have that card, my Gracier would be dead. He only has 5 wounds. However, I get a 5 up board save now. So 5 damage goes in the pool. 5 damage
6
goes...
damage.
6 damage goes in the pool, sorry. I need to make 2 of these ward saves to live, though. I make 2. He's got 1 wound left. Little tokens, little blood tokens we're just kind of printing out and having fun with. They're just stacked up right now. He's got 4 damage allocated to him. He's got 1 remaining. I get to use a fight ability now. I'm going to go with these clan rats in an attempt to get some damage on them.
To maybe take out 1 liberator.
Now, every clan rat's within 3 inches of a liberator, and they're all on the objective, so I'm just going to stick right there and just fight from where I am. A little rabid, though. They get 2 attacks per model. They only hit the enemy on 4s. Not very trained. And also not physically strong. 5s to wound. 1 wounding hit. No armor penetration, though. No
3 up save.
Oh, you're good. The Stormcast armor holds. Now you can fight with your Stormcast. And they can pile in. You probably want more guys on the objective. Piling in, I'm just going to preemptively remove this by the end of the turn. I suspect that's going to be the outcome. You get 10 attacks with their hammers. 3s to hit. 6s apply a mortal damage on my unit. They're crit mortals. Okay, well, we got 1 damage in the pool and 4 actual hits. 3s to wound? All right,
okay.
4. And these are rend 1 as well, I believe.
They are rend 1.
So I have a 5 up save, do a 6 up save, so I'm going to lose... So 4 damage gets put in the pool because of the mortal wound, and that's just enough to kill the clan rats off. But that's okay, they're a reinforcement unit. We will see 10 coming back into this game, and you are able to take that objective from me. I get to fight back with my Gracier and those clan rats. Gracier simply has the Warpstone Staff. He's got 3 attacks, hitting on 4s with it. He practices magic more than martial stuff. And he's strong enough to wound them on 4s as well. This does have a rend of 1. Oh, he failed both. 3 up save on them, right?
Yeah.
Each staff hit is D3 damage when it goes through, so it's going to be 2, 4. He strikes down 2 mighty warriors of the heaven who tried so boldly to kill him. And the clan rats are going to go. I don't really think I want to pile in. Oh, that model back there wants to get in. Getting all 10 rats in play here. 20 attacks, 4s and 5s. 4s to hit. This is the first half, and this could be 5s to wound. They're not really great, but they're not really here to do damage. Maybe 1 or 2, so 2 so far. And the second half of the 2, we're going to add no more wounds to the pool. They're not strong enough.
Well, I fail both of these.
You kind of want to.
No.
No, you're good. You're going to live. That is going to conclude the Stormcast turn. I did pretty good. I took a hit on the Gracier. There's no real way to heal him unless I get a battle tactic card that has a command that lets me do that, but I technically used that to score last turn, so probably not going to see that coming up. And yeah, your score is, you're going to put, you can stick this one for yourself, and you got 2 objectives, not more than me, so that'll be 2 victory points. And did you get any battle tactics? Did you plan to do any battle tactics? Sometimes you kind of want to not do them.
I think I did.
All right.
I completed no battle tactics this round, so I get 2 points for having control of 2 objectives.
All right, so you got those 2 sticky. That does mean the Stormcast are going to be the underdogs as we go into this next battle round. And we got a priority roll to do here. I got a 2.
I got a 3.
Ooh, you get to decide who's going to go next. And you're at 3 battles. So this is where it's not a bad spot for you, because if you take the initiative by seizing it here, you get to draw no battle tactic cards, but you already have 3.
I got 3.
Interesting.
Yep. I think I'm going to take the initiative this turn.
Ooh, okay, it gives me the option to take it in a later battle round, maybe. That means we determined an underdog. That is you, the underdog, which does also remind me we didn't get extra victory points for the twist previously. So I would have had 1 extra victory point for controlling that at the end of my turn, and then Ben would do the same for his objective. So I'll show you the updated scores. I'll be at 5, Ben will be 3 as we go to the second turn, and he is the underdog. Let's see what our new twist is. Oh, this is rough. This is rough for me. So the underdog, who is Ben, is going to pick a unit in each player's army to be blood marked, and then each player will score a victory point at the end of the battle round if the enemy blood marked unit is destroyed in the battle round.
It's going to be the Lord Veritant for the Stormcast Eternals. And for Luka's side, it's going to be the Gracier. I need that guy gone, and he's almost there.
It's going to be tough to come back from there. We'll see. Hopefully it doesn't go too poorly for my poor Gracier there. Not going to get to utilize the spell casting, I suspect. Because Ben sees the initiative, he doesn't get to just draw any new battle tactic cards. He could still discard his, but then he's just losing options. So he's stuck with what he had last turn. This is my card from last turn, and these are my 2 new cards. Just go to your hero phase. Cleansing Fires that roasted the rats earlier is not in range.
Yep.
But plan the attack is still relevant.
Yep. So I'm going to use it on this objective again. I'm not sure if it'll become necessary, but that +1 to hit against those rats would be helpful.
Understood. That should be it for the hero phase. We can go right to your movement. So your movement is done. Didn't really do much for the Prosecutor. The Lord Veritant and the Liberators moved up onto the objective, and then our Lord... What is he called? Vigilant?
He's the Lord Vigilant, yeah.
Is hunting down my engineer. Well, I have enemy movement phase actions. I'm going to use one of my battle tactic cards to try and save his butt. It's the command redeploy. Pick a friendly unit that is not in combat to use this ability. That unit can move up to D6 inches and cannot move into combat during any part of that move. So this is a
Run away.
This is just the redeploy.
It's very Skaven-y.
I will say this is also a good way to introduce players to the game, the command elements of the game, because when you're playing with the command point advanced rules, redeploy is one of them, like it was last edition. But redeploy is better now, I think.
Does it work exactly the same as it says here?
Correct.
Oh,
yes.
That's awesome.
So you do it at the end, after your opponent has used all of their movement phase abilities, like moving and running and whatnot, retreating, you then declare redeploy for a command point. You pick a unit anywhere on the board and it does that action. It just moves D6 inches. So you don't have to play the game anymore and ask your opponent after every single move, do you want to redeploy? Do you want to redeploy? Do you want to redeploy? No, it's at the end of their movement now and you pick anything. It doesn't have to be within 9. So we're going to see if this guy can scurry away. He's going to go 5 inches away. That'll help.
That's going to change my plans a little bit.
I hope so. 5 inches directly away. Now they do have a nice new mechanic where you cannot engage enemies you do not have line of sight to. So I was thinking I could tuck in around the corner, but if it's a harder charge for you to engage him back here than it would be to go around the corner and then have line of sight to me and then be in engagement range. So I think this is the better move.
Yeah, so
that might be confusing for those who are curious. At any point during the charge move, if you have line of sight to an enemy, you can then engage them in combat. So like, for an example, this model cannot see this model currently because of the obscuring terrain, but if he rolls like say a 6 or 7 on his charge roll, he will then have line of sight and then can engage him during the charge. It's just to try and hide some, it's to prevent people from like standing on the other side of the wall and having them engage and not fight. Then we go to the shooting phase and there are no shooting abilities you may use because you can finally no longer shoot missile weapons while engaged with the enemy unless your missile weapon has a specific rule that says it can shoot in combat, like the rattling pistol, sidearms, quick little things. like little like handle, like they have a little flamethrower they can use and stuff like that. Not everything can, like big bows, crossbows, that kind of stuff. No, they finally got rid of that rule. Right to the charge.
So we're gonna start with what I think is the most important one, with the Liberators, and let's see what they get. A 7.
Eh?
So
we're gonna charge into the clan rats, but a few of them, 3 of them, are gonna be within 3 of the Grace here. Again, trying to avoid the rat ogres here at all costs. And then we have 2 other characters.
So I'm gonna see where he can go.
Lord Vigilant, 6. Look at that, our little scurry away helped us. But you do have to get within half an inch to finish the charge as well. With the 6-inch move, he'll only really be able to get up to here.
That redeploy mattered.
That redeploy was a big deal, because that obviously would have caught him. You're only 3 away.
Yep.
Try the charge with the Lord Veritant here, the priest in the back. You still don't have to commit to charges if you don't like the roll.
Yep.
It's kind of, you see the roll, 8, and then we can kind of eyeball what you can accomplish with that. I'm going to charge into the Grace here, and he's going to engage the Rat Ogres, but staying away from my Claw Lord there.
Bring his little Griff Crow thing with him.
It's a brave, brave warrior. I understand. That should be it for charge abilities, and we go to the fight phase. The Rat Ogres do have a fight phase ability to have to declare before. Like, Ben does his first, then I do mine. I don't think you have any fight phase abilities you want to do. Unless you have a card. For the Stormcast, and I will not be using the Rat Ogre's ability. It's a once per battle ability in the combat phase. Before the fight abilities are declared, they suffer D3 mortal damage, and they all get an extra attack. But I don't think I need it yet. All right, we're gonna go with the Lord of Eriton first, and he's gonna attack into the Rat Ogres. I'm gonna burn one of my commands on my battle tactics again. It's called Steel Defense. A friendly unit targeted by the attack ability will ignore the Ren characteristic of those attacks. It just means I'll keep my 5-up save instead of going to a 6-up. Got one nasty attack with the Staff of Abjuration.
3s.
I dodge it. He's got 3 attacks with his sword as well. They're all D3 damage each.
3s.
He does only hit once. Kind of
cannot kill a Rat Ogre.
No, it's not gonna kill a Rat Ogre. They're gonna live. That's a wound though. Normally Ren 1 D3 damage, but Steel Defense means I have a 5-up save. It didn't matter. I'll suffer my D3 wounds. Oh, I take 3. Whew. This thing about the addition also is you just allocate the damage to the unit. So it's always at your convenience which model. I'm not wounding that model. The Rat Ogre unit has 3 damage allocated towards it. Once it takes a 4th one, I remove a model and then reset their damage allocation to 0. Operation Save the Grace here. It's not great because I can't guarantee his safety. I could pile in with the Rat Ogres now, and they can go and engage the Stormcast Eternals. Some of them, not all of them, the Liberators I mean, but then the Judicator's still free to attack and try and take out the Grace here as well. But I think our best bet is Rat Ogres piling in and then engaging the Liberators. So with that, it's the same rules. They all pile in within 3. There's no, they have to stay as close to the models as they were before, or closer. And if they were in combat range of any units when they start the pile in, they have to still stay in combat range of those units. So you can't just like move away from units. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna move towards the Veritant and get towards the Liberators. Piling in like that, these 2 Rat Ogres can attack the Liberators. This one's gonna attack the Lord Veritant. 5 Rat Ogres, sorry, it's 5 attacks per Rat Ogre with their claws and fangs and mutations. We'll do the 1 into the Lord Veritant. 5 attacks, they only hit on 4s. 3s to wound though. 1 wounding hit, -1 rend. Should have a 4-up save. Kaboom. You're good. You passed that one. Then 10 attacks into the Liberators. Then we hit on 4s in the Liberators. We got half hit, and that is we got 6 hits. Excellent. 3s to wound them. That's a good roll. 4 wounding hits, -1 to their save. They have a 4-up save here. It's 2 damage per. So everyone's a dead Liberator.
Ooh. So I'm going to use Fight to the Last because they're targeting the... I do this when...
It's before I roll, but it's the same difference.
It's when they're declared as the target of an attack. So I'm giving the Liberators a 5-up ward.
Yes, they're going to get a 5. Any fail here, they'll get a ward against. It's only 2 damage in the pool. So you have a 5-up ward against the 2 damage in the pool. If you make 1... Okay, just the damage allocated to the Liberators. Not bad. Well, damage on them, and that's my fight ability. You get to do yours now, which will be, I assume, the Liberators over the Prosecutor.
No, we'll do the Prosecutor because Clan Rats actually have a chance of killing the Prosecutor.
Oh, true.
They're not going to do enough damage to them, and then if he kills the Gracier, all of their attack can either go into the Rat Ogres or these guys.
That works. The Gracier on 3s. It's 2 hits, 3s to wound. And
3s to kill.
Yeah, 3s to kill. I got no save against this.
He lives!
The Gracier lives to fight another day. Gracier is going to fight, and when he fights, he gets to pile in. You pick the unit you want to pile in towards, but you cannot leave the combat area of other units you're already in combat with. So I can't like leave the Liberator's combat range. But like if I chose the Prosecutor, I could pile in towards the Prosecutor, maybe mitigate that Liberator's attack on me, but they still get to pile in also. So it's not really going to make a difference. I think my best bet is just hitting those Liberators, but they have a 5-up ward save right now. Because that effect lasts until the end of the phase.
Yeah.
So
I've made them not
kill like 4 of them for it to really matter, which is not super ideal. I'm gonna choose to go for the Liberators. I'm not even gonna bother piling in. He's just gonna attack from where he is. He can attack everything within 3. He's got 3 attacks with the staff hitting on 4s and wounding on not those. So it didn't really matter what I went for. We pile in the Liberators towards the Greyseer as the target. 3 of the Liberators within 3 of the Greyseer, and the other 2 are gonna go into the Rat Ogres. Looks like.
Yeah.
Then the Rat Ogres.
Yep.
3s to hit, 6s are good. Ooh, that's a mortal damage.
3 saves, but you still ignore rend.
You have to wound me with those ones still.
Oh,
those
yeah.
are just hits.
They are just hits.
1.
Okay, 1.
There it is.
Yeah.
My save on the Rat Ogre doesn't matter, and I have no ward save. So that's going to be 2 damage allocated to them, or in the pool. So I allocate 1, I remove a model, and then I allocate another 1. Flamethrower warp fire thing is up there, so I'll just remove this guy, and I'll put a damage back into the pool on the unit. And the 6 Liberator attacks into the Greyseer. Just 1/6, he's dead. Boom. Yeah, there he is. He is removed. There goes our wizard. It's getting messy in there. We lost our Greyseer. But that's your blood-marked target, so you're going to get an extra victory point at the end of the battle round, but your target is right in the middle there for me to deal with as well. My clan rats get to attack. They are going to choose the Liberators to pile into, I suppose. Piling in, I kind of want to kill the Prosecutor off because we might not see him for a while here if I am able to snag initiative. But I also want to put a little bit of damage on the Lord Veritant because it's not a guaranteed kill. He's got a 5-up ward save. He's got a lot of wounds. I kind of want the victory point. So I'm going to put 4 of the rats into the Veritant and then the other 6 into the Prosecutor. The Veritant hitting on 4s and wounding him on 5s. 3 wounding hits. These are going to be 3-up saves. Can't quite get through that armor. And then 12 attacks into the Prosecutor. 4s to hit. Oof. But I only need 2 to get through. 5s. 4 wounds.
Ooh, this is enough.
Ooh, 1 more. Hey. Now he is a reinforcement unit, but that won't come up until Ben's next turn, and you can only do reinforcements once a turn.
And now Luka can double turn, so that might be a while.
Yeah, so if I could kill the Liberators also, that will really slow down the game plan. That should conclude the turn. Yeah, nothing else is really engaged. There's no battle shocks to do because that's not in the game anymore. Score-wise, you're gonna get 1, 2, but not more than me because I'm also on 2 still. These are both mine. This one is uncontested. And then, are you scoring any of your battle tactics over there?
I'm not.
Not a single one. Okay, fine. We get to use them defensively. That'll be 2 points for the Stormcast on their second turn. My hero phase, there's not much to do without the Greyseer. He's our hero phase model. We can go right to the movement phase. I am going to use Call Reinforcements, which is a Spearhead specific ability. You use it to bring back a reinforcement unit that was once per turn, you could do it, or per phase, I guess. And I'm going to bring back Clan Rats. They have to be wholly in my territory within 6 inches of my long battlefield edge. And there's no restrictions to how far away from the enemy they have to be. So I'm going to pop them right over here. Show up right there. The only other stipulation is not in combat, so they're wholly in my territory and wholly within 6 of this battlefield edge. As for the rest of my moves, I do have to put pressure on that guy there. This guy, he's not a priority right now. He's not a problem. I think for movement, he's going to stay still to utilize his ability and probably take a shot at the Lord Veritant, even though he does get a guarded hero.
You can fire into combat?
Yeah. Oh. You can't fire while you're engaged in the combat, but you can still shoot into combat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And this guy will move, but he's just going to stay 3 away from that Lord Veritant there. The goal is to assassinate the Veritant and get my my nasty little talisman into there. So staying still, and then everything else is going to stay still as well. And like I can retreat with my models and not take the penalty, but I like the position I'm in, I guess. So more and more warp energy to make this 3 damage on a 2 or more. Oh, he suffers D3 damage. He takes 2 damage. Takes 2 damage, and he doesn't get the effect. You have to have a 2-up for the effect. Well, we're still going to shoot at that guy. 4s to hit. Oh, we missed because of guarded hero.
Does it have crit anything?
Sorry?
Does it crit anything?
I don't know. So it's Ren 2. It does have a crit effect. It auto wounds. So don't need to wound.
5-up.
Ren 2. Ooh. D3 damage. 2 damage. And you have your little crow. Oh, it's got a 5-up ward because of the Griff Crow. He takes 1 damage. Bad. And then we're going to go with a rattling pistol. D6 shots from a rattling pistol. 2 of them. We're going to be shooting at a guarded hero, so it's going to be 4s to hit. Oh, nice.
2 up.
It's 2 auto wounds. These are, I think, rend of 1.
Okay, so
don't roll
4
4s, and I don't have to look it up. You rolled a 4. That's only rend 1, no damage. And then the rat ogre with the warp fire thrower. 2d6 shots from the warp fire. 5. They hit on 2s. We're also going into the guarded hero here. Should I go into the liberators? Yeah, I'm going to go for the liberators at this point. I'll go for the Lord of Veritan. I said I was going to. So he's got 3s to hit because he's a guarded hero.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I believe these are only shoot in combat. They don't auto wound. And yeah, these all hit, and then 4s to actually wound. 2 wounding hits, rend of 2.
Ooh, 5 ups.
5, so only 1 damage. Oh, 1 maybe, and a ward save from the crow. Oh, you're good. Only 1 damage. Right to the charge phase. Just the Claw Lord is going to declare a charge. He's going to move up to 9 inches. It gets him in there, though, which is nice. And then his little talisman will come into play. Both the Liberators and the Lord Veritan have a worse save. I am good to go to combat. We are not going to opt to use the Rat Ogre. I'm too afraid of rolling a 5 or more on the D3 damage they would take, and it would kill a Rat Ogre. Instead of gaining like 12 attacks, I'd lose 5. Or I'd lose a lot anyways. I'd go from 10 attacks down to 6 attacks if I roll poorly. So I'd rather just keep both the Rat Ogres and save myself the damage. But here's my hypothetical roll. Okay, I would have only taken 1, but still, I'll take the 10 attacks. They are gonna both pile into the Lord Veritan with their 10 attacks. No bother, no point really piling in. 4s to hit, that's a good start. Only 2 misses. These are 3s to wound with the Rat Ogre arms. They are mad. There you go. That averages out. That's about close to what it should be.
3 5 ups.
Now they're normally rend 1, but with his talisman, these are rend. Your save is a 4-up. So it's it's a 5-up save. Yes, you're correct. Anyways, that's 4 damage, and you have ward saves to make. Griff Crow.
I think I gotta make 1 of these.
You have 6 wounds on him, so
okay.
You're good. You're gonna live. Oh my gosh, it's still... So the Griff Crow has a rule that if you roll a 1 on a ward save, it goes away. Still hasn't come into play. He's only got 3 wounds allocated to him. Liberators are up next. Liberators are going to put everything into the Rat Ogres. 3s to hit with their 10 attacks.
Actually, hold on a second.
All right, never mind.
Never mind.
6s are mortals. Not a single one. 3s to wound with their hammers. Oh, there's the 6s. That's still 6. Okay, never mind. That's really good. 6 wounds is huge. 6-up save on the Rat Ogres after the rend. That is going to finish off the 1 Rat Ogre, because he has the 1 Rat Ogre. And then I have 1 wound left. I have 3 damage allocated to them. Destroys this Rat Ogre. I'll leave that little token there to represent. He has 1 wound left. We are getting beated up. That means I will go next. I'm going to go with my Claw Lord here. He's going to try and take out the Lord Veritan. I'm going to put everything into that character. I want the victory point and to get rid of that character. Halberd! Hitting on 3, sorry. Ooh, good roll. These are 3s to wound. Excellent follow-up. 4 wounds, rend 1 normally, but you only have a 4-up save right now, so it's a 5-up save. Oh, that is 8 damage, I think. It's only 3 wounding hits on the Halberd, sorry. I rolled a 3 to wound, it's actually 4s. So but Ben failed all his saves.
6 5-up wards.
Yeah, 6 damage still. Oh, wow, nice. So he's dead. No, he still has a wound left. Oh, he failed 3, never mind, he dies. So we do take him out. And the Griff Crow dies at the very end also. And then the little beast there gets to attack, but there's no real target. So I got my kill. I get to go next, because the Liberators have already gone, and the Clan Rats are going to attack the Liberators. We'll pile in a little bit too. These are going to be 4s to hit with the Rats. This is the first half. 5s to wound. Not bad. 4 wounding hits so far, and the other 10 attacks. That was a miss. And 5s. Okay, 5 more wounds. And these are all -1 as well, because you're near my Claw Lord, so 4-ups. So I destroy 2 of them because they already had a wound on them. So 2 die, and then they have no damage allocated to them. All right, not bad. Good job, Clan Rats. That should be the end of my turn. There's no more fighting to do. We're stuck over there. And score-wise on my turn, I will make this objective, Skaven objectives. We got 1, 2, 3, which is more than the 2 Stormcast objectives. And yeah, not bad. Also can score Do Not Waver. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if any friendly units used a fight ability this turn, and no friendly units were destroyed on my turn. Just a grace here, but that was on Ben's turn. So that is going to be 3 victory points for the objectives, because I have more, and then 1 more for the battle tactic. and then both Ben and I get a victory point for destroying our support characters because of the blood marked. So we lost our priests and wizards. Okay, so Ben will go up to 3 for the round. I'll go up to 5 for the round. I do have a 4-point victory lead as we go to the 3rd turn of this game, and we got to roll 4 priority. Bam, 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 bam. I don't really want to snag it because I do want cards, but you're gonna probably keep it, I assume.
Yeah, I'm gonna
because I think if you give it to me, I get to get the card still because I have to voluntarily take it. Yeah. So we're gonna draw new cards, draw new twists, and all of that fun stuff. I'm gonna draw a new twist card, and Ben is the underdog for this. The underdog is gonna pick an objective on the battlefield. It is wreathed in smoke. Until the end of the battle round, only unmodified hit rolls of 6 will hit any target contesting the objective. You want to go for the middle dais?
Yep.
So anything contesting that objective will only be hit on a 6. So I get to draw 3 new battle tactic cards. Ben opted to keep 2 of his cards and only draw 1 new card that he needed.
I'm gonna use the Shield Vizier, which is one of my army abilities. Battle traits, that's the word.
Yeah.
My Liberators are gonna get a 5-up ward until my next turn.
Yep, that is once per game, and then Ben still has in his pocket a once per game run and charge ability as per battle trait. Okay, not bad. I don't think you have too much else hero phase things to do.
Just gonna declare.
Oh, the objective to get +1 to hit. That's right.
Hit. I'm just gonna do this one again.
That one up there, that dais with the serpent on it. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about this one right now, but I will be eventually, I'm sure.
I understand. All right, we're gonna go right to your movement phase. We're gonna move a few things, and we do have a unit of prosecutors who can show back up wholly in Ben's territory and wholly within 6 of his battlefield edge. We are, so the Lord Vigilant is on the Wreathed in Smoke objective, so any attacks against him will need 6s to hit. And then here come the prosecutors, the reinforcing unit of them.
Yep, so now I have a shooting phase again.
Aha, welcome back to the shooting phase. They can throw javelins.
Yep, so I'm gonna throw them all at the clan rats.
All right, bring it on. No negatives to hit here. Boom. That's a hit. That's 2 hits. And these are 3s to wound if I recall.
Yep.
With a random 1?
Yep.
And then I only have a 5-up save on clan rats. Put your shield up! No! That's going to skewer through a few of them, I suspect. And that's going to kill 5 clan rats. 2 javelins, skewering 2 and 3 respectively. Stay on the objective. 3, 4, 5. So we'll have those 5 left. That'll bring us to charging.
Go right here.
Lord Vigilant first. Yep. In he goes.
He's gonna be right.
Oh, he wants to fight both of them, eh?
And stay on that objective.
Yep. Negative, only 6 to hit him, not bad. And then the prosecutors, if they want to charge, they can go 3d6, or they can stay right there.
No reason not to.
Yep, I figured as much. We're gonna go up to 11. Fly right over the clan rats and get to the other side.
So I'm gonna activate my Lord Vigilant. He is gonna use an ability that I can use in any fight phase. It's gonna be Deliver Judgment. So the Liberator is gonna be delivering judgment, which means they get to fight twice, but their second fight phase is not done until the strike last step comes around.
So the gain strikes last after they fight the first time, but they can be targeted by a fight ability twice this combat phase. I have no fight abilities myself. Where would you like to start scrapping? Prosecutors going to attack with their javelins and the clan rats. 3 attacks per prosecutor for a total of 9.
Hitting on 2s.
Yes, because that is the objective we're fighting on.
I'm using it this turn. Hitting on 2s.
Oh, that helped. And 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 fails.
So 7.
6-up saves. That is all rats dead. Don't worry, their number is unlimited. I am sure we will be seeing them again.
They are legion.
Probably want to go with my rat ogre. It's gonna be so hard to. I only hit your guy on 6.
Has he got 3 damage applied to him right now?
He's got 1 wound left.
Oh.
Yeah. I think rat ogre is gonna choose the liberators as the target for a pile in. These are the wounds on the rat ogre. We are gonna pile into here, keeping both of those units in combat range, or more or less going in here, because I want to attack the prosecutors. I don't want to kill the liberators because I don't want the liberators coming back as a reinforcement.
Would you like to take mortal wounds?
No. You know what? I'm actually going to attack the liberators. I just hope I don't roll really well. I don't want to overkill them. 4s to hit with the rat ogre. Okay, that's a good start. 3s to wound. It is going to be Ren 2 because my talisman.
5 up.
Oh, we kill 1.
Damage?
They have a 5 over. That's right. Yeah, they got that ability on them. Oh, I got 1.
Yeah, you did.
Aha. So there's 2 liberators left. Liberators going to pile into the rat ogre as the target, and they're going to beat up the Rat Ogre?
Yeah, they're going to beat up the Rat Ogre.
All right. 6 for a critical mortal wound. Mortal damage. Hey, he's out of here. The Rat Ogres fighting for a majority of the game finally defeated. Pick is just my Claw Lord. Who do I want to pile into? Probably want to attack into the Liberators. Boom. And I want to attack the Prosecutors, though. Attacks with the Halberd on 3s. Ah, not a great roll. 4s to wound. It does stick. It's Ren 2 because of my talisman.
5 up.
Oh, nice. I think it's 2 damage, but just in case, I'll double check. This is 2. Boom, we get him, and then we're gonna see if our little rat companion will help. 4 attacks on the Gnaw Beast. 4s to hit. 3s to wound is the exact opposite of the Halberd. They both wound, also Ren 2 because of my nasty talisman. 5s. Ooh, 2d3 damage. The first bite and the second bite. Ooh, he just mauls both of them with the second bite. Very, very good. That lets me keep that objective, which is big. You're left with 1 lone hero. That charge he failed earlier was rough. That was rough, yeah. I'm seeing it now. 3s to hit with his axe. And I assume it's 3s to wound as well.
Yes.
Trees. That's 3 of them. 6 up saves, only got a 4 up on the big guy. Ooh, he's got 6 damage allocated to him. He's only got 7 wounds, so he's got 1 left. Can your Griff Charger take him out? 3 attacks on 4s. My mount did well. Ooh, good start. I only got 1 wound on me. 1 damage left. 2 of them. What's the rend? 1?
Just 1.
5 ups. Gotta make both. No, there goes my general. 1 shot by yours. A much more formidable foe. Hold up though. This character does have a 6-up ward save built in. It's tucked away. You just gotta keep an eye out in the keywords. I forgot they changed it and put it over there. I had to make 4 of these to live. Not quite. So I took 10 damage. I failed 2 saves from the beak, so it's a total of 10. I still take 8 damage and die. All right, that's fair. Liberators do get to strike again, but they can't pile in because they didn't charge this turn. So they're gonna hang out there. It's all the same difference. And what is the end of your turn looking like for cards? You getting any of your battle tactics? Because you are gonna be getting 2 points for this. Ben will be getting War of Attrition. If at the end of this turn, an enemy was destroyed and more enemies than friendlies were destroyed. You destroyed 3 of my Skaven units, my general, the Rat Ogres, and the Clan Rats, and I only destroyed the Prosecutors. So that'll be a 3rd victory point for your turn. At least you're consistent. And 3 every player turn. All right, we're gonna go on to my 3rd turn. Pretty simple turn, not much to do in the hero phase, into the movement phase. We're gonna have this guy stay still. He might kill himself, but he's gonna try and do a dramatic shot. And these guys are gonna run. Yeah, they go 8 inches. That'll get all 5 of these models onto the objective to steal it from the Stormcast Eternals. Get our rats on the objective. We're gonna contribute 5 control to it. And then we're gonna use reinforcements, but not the reinforcements out of the core book here for Spearhead.
Only needs 1.
Call reinforcements any movement phase. I'll do it on my own. Pick an infantry cav unit. 5 more models have been destroyed, not already been replaced. The ones your prosecutors just killed on your turn. Set up a replacement unit consisting of D3 of those models anywhere on the battlefield more than 6 away from enemy units. Any unit that destroyed, there's gonna be one. One shows up right over there. Boop. Then we go to shooting, which is this character over here. Part of me kind of wants to move and be a little bit safer. We're gonna push the big red button for fun. On a 2 or more, please don't roll another 1. Hey, our damage is gonna be 3 on the musket. I mean, I kind of want... I can either try and go for your Liberators, but they can come back as reinforcements, but they have to come back over there, which is still gonna be valuable for you. Or I could try and go for your Lord and weaken him, but I'm not gonna kill him. He's got 8 wounds, he's got a 5-up board save built in with a 3-up save. It doesn't matter who I target here at all, I think. For the Liberators, because the character's -1 to hit. So 3s to hit the Liberators, didn't really matter too much. It does not wound either. So the targeting, didn't matter where it went. I have no charges to do. We're gonna end our turn. We're gonna take this objective and we're gonna take your home objective, thus unlocking the map for Skaven. It's a Skaven day, it's a green day. We have every dice. That'll be 3 victory points for controlling a majority of the objectives and at least 2 of them. Score 1 of my battle tactics, the Dracothian Dias. 1 my rats just took. There we are, boom. So that is gonna be 1 additional victory point. So as we go to the 4th turn here, I am at 14 victory points to Ben's 9. I got a 5-point lead, and this is the last turn of the game. We're gonna roll priority to see what happens. I don't have a lot of fight left, but I got a lot of like scurrying around I can do. I think they'll use the priority roll rules and the core rules, which is like last edition. Whoever's going first in the previous battle round gets to determine who goes on a tie. So you pick you or me.
Me.
Me? All right, fair. Not me, but you.
Yeah.
So we have a twist. You're the underdog again by 5 points, which has a rule in Spearhead where you get to still draw your battle tactics if he sees the initiative,
yes.
but not relevant now. You're going to draw up to 3 battle tactics. I'm going to draw up to 3 battle tactics, and I'm discarding the one I have. But first, the twist before the battle tactics. So each player will score is mount the attack. 1 victory point at the end of their turn for each objective they control that was controlled by their opponent at the start of their turn. Oh, that's not bad. In the addition, the underdog picks 1 friendly unit to be the Spearhead. They will gain charge plus 1 damage on their melee weapons. I assume it's going to be your general. Plus 1 damage on his melee weapons if he charges, and you're going to gain an additional victory point for every objective you take away from me. In this case, it'll be probably 2, which is nice.
Yeah.
Look at my new objective cards, my battle tactic cards. We're going to target this objective, this die is back here, as the plus 1 to hit objective for the Lord Vigilance ability. Anything in melee targeting this model will get plus 1 to hit. And then where are we moving? Are we going back that way, this way?
So we're going to run the these guys.
Liberators. Running 6.
Running 6, so they get 11 inches of movement.
They're scurrying back there. Understood. Boop. And boop. And then I assume he's just going to come up.
I'm going to use my once per game ability of run and charge.
Oh, that works too. Running and charging him. 6. Going to run way over here. And then we're just going to charge into that guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because you don't have any shooting, right?
Yeah.
Roll it up. Don't roll a 2. Don't roll something embarrassing.
Okay.
Good enough.
Okay. Good enough.
Put him wherever you want. Boop. And then we go right to his fighting. This bodes ill for the engineer here. You have plus 1 to hit him, so I assume you hit on 2s with your weapon now.
Yep.
And they're all 3 damage because you charged. 2s. Okay, still 2 misses.
Good thing.
3s to wound. 2 of them. Just 6 damage. He dies. One of those getting through killed him.
Yep.
And then that will be, if you'd be so kind as to flip that and flip that one. So those are Stormcast objectives. So with that in mind, at the end of Ben's 4th turn, he's going to score 1 victory point for 1 objective, 2 victory points for 2 objectives, not more than me, but the twist will give him an additional 2 points, which will be 4 points gained, which I'm still ahead by 1 point. Do you score all 3 of them?
I scored all 3 battle tactics.
All right, fair, not bad. That's good.
I don't know if it's enough.
It is not enough. I don't even have to do my turn, I win.
No!
Let's see what you get here for the cards anyways. All right, so you complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if any friendly units are wholly within enemy territory and not in combat. If any, just one. You only have to have one. So
okay.
That guy does it there. Attack on 2 fronts. At the end of your turn, if you control 2 objectives that were controlled by your opponent, awesome, that's perfect. And then raise. At the end of your turn, if there are any friendly units within 3 of the long battlefield edge, those are all easily achievable. Very good. So that was a 7-point turn. That's the most points I've seen anyone get so far in Spearhead games. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Giving him a total score of 16 at the end of the game. A bad way to end it, but if I end my turn, I get 3 points for objectives because I have a majority of them.
Yeah.
And then I have to control this objective. I have to control this. Actually, no, that's the one I had to go for. Ooh, that one's gonna be hard. Okay, you know what? What's this one? Oh, and I get this one too. I get raise, which is that guy back there gets it. That's it. It wasn't this one. I don't think I can get it. I could do a run or something, but it doesn't matter. Bring all 3 of these objectives and these 2 battle tactic cards for having this model move to within 3. And having already controlling this dais, that's 5 points. My score is going to be 19 at the end of the game, 216. Outstanding comeback, though.
That attempt at the end.
That was pretty good. That actually had me worried. You laid down all 3
I was like,
cards?
I kept on getting, I had those cards and I'm like, I can't score them right now, but they actually be pretty easy to score. But it was like, do I just use the abilities? But the abilities on them, I wasn't super keen on.
I blew through my entire deck, by the way.
Wow.
I have 1 card left. What's the 1 card I have left? I have War of Attrition, which you had earlier on.
Yeah.
You scored it on the 1 turn, yeah. So like these, I went through, I used the abilities. They all lined up. Now, they don't always line up. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
So, and sometimes you have one that's like really good, and you don't want to discard it. But
yeah,
it
I
could
had
be
the
clutch,
one
yeah.
bring back D3 models for that thing, and I was going to use it to try and scoop one of the objectives like you did to me.
Right.
But you kept my Liberators alive because
Correct.
I cannot use it on the Prosecutors.
Has to be a 5-man squad. I didn't want to kill them. No matter what, I did not want to kill them. I wanted to get them down to 1 model if I could.
Yeah, it's the most effective way to deal with reinforcements.
Yeah, just don't kill them or kill them at inopportune times and stuff like that. Anyways, folks, that is literally it. That is Spearhead. That is out of Skaventide. Starter box, you get all the Skaven models, all of the Stormcast stuff. There are many Spearhead armies. Pretty much every army in Age of Sigmar is represented by a Spearhead box. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we have a little tournament lined up where I've randomly seeded there's 25 Spearhead armies.
Yeah.
So we have currently right now, there's 3 divisions of 8 teams. One of them gets seeded right to the end of it. That's going to be a surprise. That's going to be a surprise. And we're going to do single elimination bracket. Now, we're going to wait to see if it's a popular enough series to allocate the time to it. We're going to do the first division to see who wins that first division. And if people really enjoy the series, we'll do Division 2. And then from Division 2, we can see who wins between those two if there's still desire to see it. Or we'll do Division 3 and then add in the bye round, and then we'll be able to do a best, we'll see, there'll be 4 teams.
Yeah, we'll see who the champion's really going to be.
Correct. Out of all 25, we'll see who can really make the cut.
I want to see in the comments people commenting who they think are in the divisions and who they think is going to take it at the end.
I'd like to see that. There's, again, I think the only army that's weirdly not represented is like the Orc War Clans don't have a...
Ironjaws.
An Ironjaw one. It's only Cruel Boys.
But because that's what the box is, right?
Yeah, I guess so. That makes sense. Yeah, there's not one for Ironjaws. Yeah, well, anyways, folks, that's it for this battle report. Leave some feedback down below what you thought. Outstanding game. Very happy this was our first recorded one.
Yeah.
And that we were able to kind of give you an honestly good show. It was like a really
that was a great time.
Yep.
This plays a lot like a board game. Like if you just have some free time with a friend at night, like you just want to kill a game. Like not everybody has time to play 1,000, 1,500, or even 2,000 point of 40K.
Of course, yeah.
Or Age of Sigmar. Just sit down, play a quick game, have some fun, maybe have some drinks. Who knows?
This is a great way to teach younger players the game too, because it uses 100% of the core rules of the game, and it sprinkles in the command advanced rules a little bit in the cards. But ultimately, you play 5 or 6 of these games, and then you can go play a match play game with them, and then all the core rules are the same, it's just a bigger scope.
Yep.
And slightly different rules on the units themselves.
I think all the stat lines are pretty similar or the same, it's just the abilities change.
The abilities all change, understood. All right, that's it for this one, folks. Leave some feedback. Stay tuned for more to come. There will be many more Spearhead battle reports. The first division of games is at least 4, 5, 6, 7 battle reports anyway, so you'll at least get that no matter what.
Yep.
Happy wargaming, everyone. See you later.